These girls have all lived well over 100 years, yet they still look just like young girls, and their favorite thing to do is flirt with boys. Masamune rushed up to the rooftop, his face bright red with embarrassment, only to find no sign of the girl there. All that remained was a pair of girls' indoor shoes. After taking a closer look, Masamune froze in shock, for these were the very shoes that had been stolen from Yuko in his class that day.
変態。返して。それ私の。よかった。大きくて歩きづらかったの。
園部
Seeing Masamune's confused look, a girl named Mutsumi explained, "It was Yuko who started the whole thing. He stole my shoes, so I had no choice but to wear his. And the reason they did all this was simply because they were bored out of their minds. It all started with a sudden explosion at the town's steel factory many years ago. Thick smoke engulfed the entire town, and then a blinding flash of light streaked across the sky. The heavens cracked open like a shattered mirror, and the smoke swirled into the shape of a monster, sealing the rifts in the night sky. The steel factory, which should have burned to the ground in the fire, stood completely unharmed. Time stopped right then and there. People no longer aged. Everything in the town stayed exactly as it was before the disaster, but every path leading out of the town was blocked by natural disasters. The whole town of Kenpuku was completely cut off from the rest of the world. At the same time, anyone who lost the will to live would be covered in cracks all over their body, then swallowed up by a terrifying cloud of black smoke, vanishing without a trace. At first, people thought it was just a natural disaster, but later, they all believed it was God's will. They began to worship the steel factory as something divine, and forbade anyone from going near it. But that day, Mutsumi brought Masamune to this forbidden place. As soon as Masamune stepped inside, he stepped on and crushed some bone fragments on the ground. Before the boy could even process what had happened, something unexpected occurred. A girl suddenly lunged at him and tackled him to the ground, sniffing him repeatedly all over his body. Her behavior was nothing like a human's. It wasn't until Mutsumi walked over that the girl jumped off Masamune. Masamune was utterly confused, and couldn't help but ask, why did this girl look so much like Mutsumi? What was their relationship? Mutsumi told Masamune that she had been taking care of this girl for years, following the orders of her stepfather, Sagumi, but taking care of her alone was a huge hassle, and since Masamune happened to look rather feminine, she asked him to help share the burden. With Mutsumi's teasing words, Masamune agreed. The two decided to take turns looking after the girl. When it was Masamune's turn, he found that the girl was gone. She had just been playing hide-and-seek with him. After finding her, Masamune took out the food he had brought. To his surprise, this mysterious girl could barely even speak properly, and didn't even have a name. She thought Mutsumi was the name given to her. Masamune sighed helplessly and simply named her Itsumi. The girl was overjoyed with her new name, and immediately ran outside to play on the railroad tracks. Seeing this, Masamune quickly took out his sketchbook and drew the scene in front of him. Just then, two men approached. The boy quickly hid inside a nearby train car. It was Mutsumi's stepfather. He grew extremely excited at the sight of the girl, claiming she was a gift from heaven to the town, the holy maiden of them all. This left Masamune deeply confused, and as he eavesdropped on their conversation, Masamune learned a shocking truth. Itsumi had actually appeared along with the disaster, a woman destined to become a god. Once she was offered to the divine, the curse on them might finally be lifted.